Coach, just general thoughts on the weekend?
Yeah, I thought we had a good weekend. Thought our guys showed up after a tough loss on Wednesday night on the road and responded real well. I think we played the last two weekends really well in all three phases, which has kind of been something we've been pushing. But defensively, we've start off there. I think have done a really good job. I think team, individually, infield, outfield, etc. has been really solid so far. Offensively, we had a banner weekend, and I think our pitching staff is kind of starting to figure out the roles. We still got a few things to figure out before we open up conference this weekend, and I'm sure there's going to be 2 or 3 weeks before we get it all ironed out. But real proud of the way they responded and had a really good weekend and fought through some adversity yesterday to get a sweep, which is always difficult to do at the Division I level.
Every week we talk, I feel like we're talking about Breck, and Saturday, phenomenal. What can you say about a guy like that for your pitching staff?
Yeah, he's just really consistent. He's steady. I think it starts with his work ethic. I think it starts with his, just the way he handles life across the board. I think he's just real steady, which is what you want in a starting pitcher. Attacks the strike zone. He's got a couple pitches that are really good for our level and gets himself in good counts. And more importantly, it's quick and it's efficient and gets our offense back, in the dugout with an opportunity to score. So we're pleased with where he's at. I don't know that he's done his best game yet either, which is a good thing. We're excited to see him kick off WAC play this weekend on Saturday.
And then one more for me. I noticed early on Friday, y'all were really aggressive on the base paths. And what can you say about your team as far as how y'all do, I guess, game logic wise on the base paths front?
Yeah, I think we want to become a more dynamic offense. I think there's going to be some days here in West Texas. Saturday was a really offensive day, right? Yesterday it was different. There's going to be some days where the wind's pushing in, where the wind's not maybe at the offense's favor. So on those days, we need to be able to create more offense, and obviously stolen bases are the way to do that if we can get some guys on base. So I thought our guys did a good job across the board this weekend. We're going to do that again this week. UTRGV and Baylor are going to be really good on the mound, and I hope I can sit here and say we hit 13 home runs next weekend, but the chances of that are probably slim. So we'll have to find ways to manufacture some runs, as we push forward throughout the spring, which I think we're capable of doing.
And then who are you looking at for Wednesday on the mound?
Yeah, I haven't determined that yet. We'll get through, and normally today it's a well checkup. It's our off day on Monday, but there'll be a few text messages back and forth with guys to kind of figure out which way we want to go. We've got some guys that are capable, and more than likely it'll be a chopped up situation, and we'll kind of roll through it as we go through the 9 innings on Wednesday night versus Baylor.
Have you ever seen a situation like Saturday with that many home runs hit?
No, I haven't, Evan. I don't know. Normally when you get a 20-run game, there's usually some bad defense. There's usually a lot of walks involved. They only walked 3. The guy that they started, we were pretty tuned in on. He's had a really good career there for them. So, the wind was pushing out to left. Our guys, Mitchell led the game off, and then Bash followed right up. And it was a really exciting day, I guess, offensively. I thought our pitchers handled it really well too. We only gave up 2 hits, and when the ball's flying out of the yard, sometimes you can think twice about putting it over the plate some of those days. But I thought just collectively, we handled it. We played. I think we scored in 7 of our 8 innings, and it wasn't just a couple big bunched up innings. But I thought they did a really good job with it. It was exciting just to see so many guys contribute. I think our offense does have some depth to it. I don't think when you go back and look at some of the exit velos, there may be a few in there that were wind blown, but out of the 10, I think our guys earned the majority of them. So that's definitely something we want to be known for here is power. That's at the plate and on the mound. But it was fun to see those guys put some good swings off in the right counts on Saturday.
You usually get a couple of Power 5 teams to come here each season. What does it mean to have Baylor come here on Wednesday?
Yeah, we're excited to have those guys here. First time in program history. They're coming off a really good weekend in Shriner. They beat UCLA on Friday and then beat LSU late last night. So, I think they're trying to figure out their identity too. And this will be the first time they've been in the big country, so I hope we have a good crowd. And looking forward to welcoming those guys. They're going to play a really good brand of baseball. We're going to have to play a really good brand of baseball. But it'll be a great opportunity, just A, for the community, B, for our program, C, for our players, just to kind of to still learn a few things about us, because I mean they're going to be solid across the board. So we're excited. Again, I say it all the time, like you can't beat those schools unless you play the schools. So we're going to try to play them as often as we can and let our guys grow through it.
And then you already get to start conference play. What are you expecting for this first weekend coming up?
Yeah, I'd be lying if I said I wouldn't prefer to have a couple more non-conference weekends. We're still work in progress with the lineup, with the pitchers, and across the board, which that's everyone. UTRGV will be the same way. We face the preseason pitcher of the year on Friday night. You know, Stevens is off to a really good start down there, so our guys are going to be tested right out of the chute. Good environment. Forecast 41 here, 81 down there, so I'll thank the WAC on putting us to go down to Edinburgh the first weekend. But no, we're excited about just the opportunity that awaits down there, and hopefully we can go down there and get off to a good start. And then we come back home, I think, the next 2 weekends. So this is the big weekend for us, you know, right out of the chute. They're good, well coached. Derek does a great job with them down there. So we're excited, but we got a big one here on Wednesday night first. We'll get through that one, and then we'll jump on the bus and head to Edinburgh.
It seems like I hear a lot of Geezer.
Yeah.
Kind of put a spotlight on him and how well he's playing right now.
Yeah, he's really, he was a little frustrated probably the first week and a half. We've had a tough hitters win maybe the first weekend, and maybe starting off the fourth, but he's been hitting the ball extremely hard. He's a strong kid, man, I guess I should call him. But yeah, so the average probably wasn't there, but I'm really proud of just his persistence, and he's just kind of stuck with his process, and he got rewarded this weekend. I think you know, he had over 6 balls hit, you know, over 100 miles an hour this weekend, which is remarkable, I think, for our level. So no, he's just he's what we would want the model ACU baseball player to be. He's a 4.0 student. You know, he's got his degree. He's back here, team leader, works extremely hard on and off the field and everything. He's going to be a really successful young man and jump right to the business world very soon. So I hope he just continues to get rewarded for the hard work he's put in as he goes through things here this spring. So no, we're certainly glad he's on our side.
I want to touch a little bit more on your matchups this week. You know, you have Baylor on Wednesday, and then I think you have a day and a half left after that, and then go straight down to Edinburgh. A little bit more about those matchups. You know, what are you gonna, whoever's on the mound for you in those games, how is that going to play into the factor of how well Baylor can bat on the plate and et cetera?
Yeah, I think it's our job as we go through, and I kind of started our prep work for Baylor last night, but I think it's our job as a coaching staff just to put our bullpen pieces in the right positions to have success. I think we've done that so far. We've got a lot of options. You know, right now we've got 21 healthy arms, and when you look at that, there's just a lot of balance now. That'll start to probably fill in a little bit better as we go through, and you know, the roles will be established. But you know, the left on left matchups, the right on right, the guys with some ride, the guys with some sink. So that's going to evolve for quite a while. But no, we'll try to do our best to put them in the right situations, and who can come in and clean up an inning versus who needs to start a clean inning. And same thing offensively, you know, with their guys. I'm assuming they'll throw quite a few guys on Wednesday too. That's kind of what they've been doing. So offensively, we got some pieces to play as well. So we'll see how that all shakes out, and we'll leave early Thursday morning. We'll drive down there. Traditionally, Division I, you'll work out Thursday nights before you play on a Friday. So we'll go down there and get settled on some natural surface and see if we can put together a good weekend.
I know you had a slow start to the season against North Dakota State. What did you kind of notice? Kind of like the change of where now you're getting sweeps. I know, like, yeah, it's always like you never know whenever you're going in what it's going to be like, but have you noticed a change in dynamic with the team, you know, kind of really getting the bond and getting the things right for the games coming up?
Yeah, I think the biggest adjustment, and I don't know what it was. We've got a bunch of returners, and I don't know, that opening weekend is so upside down sometimes in collegiate baseball. You've seen some really lopsided scores, and then the next day it just totally flips. Like, we almost had that happen yesterday, and you try to make your guys aware of that. I think our guys the first weekend just were really, really, really pressing against a team that I know we did as a staff, talked about how good and efficient they were going to be in North Dakota State. They beat Long Beach State. They're a good team. But I think we pressed a lot offensively. It's like on the mound, we walked 30 guys, like I think we've walked maybe 16 since, the first weekend. So we've got a group of strike throwers. They just didn't throw strikes on opening weekend. So I think as guys throw and get more comfortable, which is probably just the short answer to the question, it's just, yeah, they've been out there now. Probably try to do a little too much the first weekend and kind of starting to settle into a normal routine. So, yeah, we like our team, and we like our guys. They're working hard and they fought, and they're pretty resilient in a lot of different ways. So, it's great to let them get rewarded with 3-game wins, on the weekend. So.